All right, guys, welcome back. Today is Sunday, the 19th. Another Sunday video here. We're going to do breakdown through all of our charts. We're going to start off with the fact our news for the event. Monday, we have CAD news, CPI, NZD news, CPI as well. So Monday is going to be a big mover for CAD and NZD. Tuesday, we have GBP red folder. I don't know what climate count change is. And then at 7:30 we have retail sales and Fed share design wash testifies. So 9 o'clock could be something interesting. I will have to read up on that one tonight to know exactly kind of what's going on with that. Wednesday, GBP, CPI, PMI for Euro, PMI for GPI on Thursday as well. On Friday is retail sales on GBP. So we're gonna hit strong early in the week and then it will fizzle out. All right, first pair here we got is gold. We're looking at just a basic trend continuation trade on gold. We see Friday gave us a huge market push. Looking at our 4 hour here, we can start on our weekly and daily. You already know the direction. The weekly is bearish. Daily is, let's see here. Daily is bullish. 4 hour is bullish, and so on. So what am I looking for? We can see that we have a gap in the market here. Let's go to the 1 hour, 15. 1 hour, you can see it actually a little bit better. See this gap in the market, imbalance. Price is inside of our imbalance zone. I'm actually looking for price to dig just a little bit deeper, maybe at the 480 range, 820 range. So literally $9 lower. I'm looking to look and to grab my next entry to have the continuation. I want to see our entry signal first. So price does need to come down, create our left head, right shoulder, inverted breakout, two leg protocol, get out of there. Right. If we get down to the 15-minute and we really want to scale it down, we can see that we have imbalance here. We can take this big imbalance and redirect it to here and know that price could even dig a little bit deeper around 4,800 range. If you take a peek here, what do we see? We have a left head breakout, first leg, pull back, second leg, pull back. So what do we need? We really ultimately need to see price come all the way down to 4,800 before we look for our next entry. So I'm going to be sitting here nice and pretty, waiting for my entry somewhere around this range. Where's my stop loss going to be? I have not decided yet. Is it going to be below this low? I'm going to make it nice and tight and put it below this low to put a little bit more risk on it, or is it going to be below our decisional? So we'll kind of see when price comes into that zone. Same thing for silver here. Let's zoom back out. This is a daily area of interest. That's why it's a dark black box. We can clear all this up here. We don't care about all that. All right, going down, we can see same thing as a gold like this, 4 hour on gold, 4 hour on silver. Same thing. Go to your 1 hour, you can see this big imbalance box. You see our inverted head and shoulders in here. We have a breakout, pull back, second leg breakout. Here's your retest. Beautiful entry. If you got on silver longs here, I think Tommy got in there last week. Beautiful push on this out of this zone, head on that two leg protocol. But out of 15, we can fine tune our imbalance. You see, we have beautiful imbalance all the way down into here, even imbalance right here in the market, and then this imbalance is obviously getting filled currently. So you had to decide, where do you want to see this entry? Are you going to wait for price to come all the way down into here, or look to enter here? If so, my stops are probably going to be underneath this area of interest right here. All right, you can see the beautiful two leg factor out of here. Left head break, right shoulder break, two leg. Look at that. Beautiful neckline retest, and then a huge spike was happened last night or on Friday on London session. Beautiful trade. This is the money maker. This is what we look for to the T right here. Next one is GBP NZD. Same thing from last week. We're going to continue to look for ourselves. We are below our decisional. We are below our area of interest, right? We're below our EMA. Okay. I do not like the fact that the 4 hour closed bullish, right? Here's your higher high, here's your higher low, price broke below, created a new low in the market. Lower high, lower low, price closed bullish, higher high, higher low. So we are gonna have to wait and see what the market brings. Are we gonna risk it and not have the 4 hour in correlation with us to the downside and take the sales beforehand? Or are we gonna wait for price? Because on the 1 hour, we're bearish on the 1 hour. You can see that. Here's your higher high, here's your higher low, price broke, lower high, lower low, and we're having the pullback. 4 hour, that's just one candle, right? Boom. Now here's this, boom, broke above. So do we wait for the 4 hour to close below this point here? If so, that means we need to wait for price to break, close, and then have the pullback to potentially take the sell. Or we potentially take the sell now around market open, or not market open, wait for Asia session, late Asia into early London, take the sell without having the 4 hour bearish, and consider this a high risk trade to the downside. Safe bet is I'm probably going to wait, and I'm okay with the missing the opportunity to have this trade continuation. It might not come back. So as of now, I don't like the risk. It's not worth the risk. It's not worth putting my capital on the line for that. So the safe bet is to wait for that 4 hour to continue to confirm, have the pullback, get in at a later entry at a later spot, and just readjust and fire in a different area. All right. Next one is USD JPY. I'm liking this. I'm liking the pullback. I'm liking everything about this. I actually like this more than GN. I'm going to switch the rotation on that. USD JPY, look at this. We have our daily head and shoulders because you cannot miss that. Like, what do you notice about each head or each shoulder? Yes, we are bullish, higher high, higher low. Okay. I will not deny that. Higher high, higher low. But every head is getting lower. I'm thinking that we will see the pullback tonight, all the way back up into our decisional at our 4 hour EMA. Have an entry signal off of our decisional here. Fill this imbalance at prices left to the downside. All this, we have a 1 hour beautiful left head right shoulder after it tapped into our imbalance. Actually, it didn't tap, it just missed our imbalance there. So I have two setups here. As you can see, we'll get to it, but I want to see this come all the way back up. It's leaving all this imbalance down here. So technically, if you rewrote this, you could go, here's your target, go to 15. You have an inverted head and shoulders here. Two leg were breaking out. If price pulled back into here and then had the bullish push, you could take the buys. Quick scalp. You could even potentially try to get this one right here. Wait for price to come all the way down here. Like this. And then grab this buy all the way back up. Okay. There's a lot of possibilities, a lot of potentials here. I like the sell setup. I will be watching though. If this 1 hour breaks this high right here, you better wait. You better wait. Do not get in the sells. Okay. Because now you're bullish. Now you could come back, boom, and grab that imbalance completely. Okay. This could have been just a fake out. They just needed the dip down low to grab that imbalance, to grab the liquidity down here, to have the continuation, to have the next bullish push. This could all be a complete fake out. That could have been all it needed was see that big wick. All it did was sweep all of these lows. Okay. This could continue and chase these highs. Remember how we have these highs marked? Because look what the market's doing. We are in a bullish trend. We are bullish. We are in a continuation trend to the upside on the weekly. So this daily wick or on last, what is it, Friday? This Friday candle could be all BS. It could have been all just a fake grab because now sellers are doing exactly what we were doing, what we're looking at right here is this head and shoulders pattern to take this retest and to sell. Okay. But I need you to be aware of the fact that all this did, it already swept all of this liquidity. All of this liquidity, right? Now that I'm talking about more, the buys could even is better. The buys could be less risky. So just be aware of what the opportunities are ahead of you, what could happen. Yes, the sells are valid. It's there. But got to think, well, the market already grabs the liquidity to the downside. What is left? Oh, the liquidity to the upside? Well, the market's going to want to continue to push the upside then. Okay. So I am prepared to have the buys. Once again, I am prepared for price to come back in here to find a small entry down in here to then take the long for a quick one, for a quick, maybe even it's not quick. Maybe I hold it to here and I'm like, oh, 1 to 4. There's a good chance that it pulls back. We go like this, pulls, boom, we're in, pushes, has the rejection offer decisional, pulls back. You know what I'm going to do right here? I'm grabbing another entry because now I'm chasing this break even on the main entry. The scale in entry, I risked the same amount as I risked on the first entry, but now my risk didn't change, right? I'm still risking my normal risk, but now I have 2 entries. Okay. Break even. What's the worst that happens? Your stop loss still goes to the same stop loss point. So either way, you're gonna lose if it hits your stop loss. It's the same risk, but now you've doubled it. Okay. So that's what I would be looking for the buys. Now, not only are you chasing the breakthrough of this decisional, you're chasing these highs. Not only do you have an entry here for a 1 to 7, now you have an entry like this that taps you at a 1 to 2, which now is one. What's 7 plus 2? 8, 9. That's a 1 to 9. I would shut my computer down for the rest of the week. 1 to 9, risking 1%, make 9%. Boom, one trade. Okay. That's what that's setting up for. Now let's go to the next one. That was too much excitement for me. Euro, GBP. All right. I'm looking at the buys possibility. Why do I see buys on this? Well, I like the fact that we have a left head, right shoulder possibility. Okay. We broke below. We filled in balance, right? We filled in balance. That's the sell. That's the target of liquidity, right? The only next level of liquidity is this little freaking mark right here on the 4 hour. You really think this is going to sell all the way down there before the next bullish push? Maybe it totally 100% could, right? But as of now, what are we seeing? Boom, new low in the market created. Boom, new high in the market created. Boom, pullback filling whatever liquidity was left potentially in here. But right at our EMA, our EMA is already a boosting factor, right? We break back above. We create a new high. What has that just created? Left head break, right shoulder break, one leg pull back, 2 leg pull back. Boom. What are we looking to do? Okay, look at this imbalance over here. Look at, I'll draw a big arrow. Out 1 to 7. Okay. But let's play it smart. We don't know if that's actually going to go there. So our main target is just going to take out these highs. And that's already a 1 to 4. Now, maybe you don't get in perfect. Maybe you get in up a little here. You get a 1 to 3, or you get up here and you're at a 1 to 2. That's fine. That's okay. That's cool. Right. But the later you get in, the more you have to risk it and stretch it. Okay. So if you do get in at bottom, you do get in session at the right time, right? On the exact entry. The five, you catch a 1 minute five or a 5 minute entry. Phenomenal. Okay. You get in at the bottom. Only target these highs. Okay. Once it hits you don't have to put a take profit, but you take an alarm and you set it right there. Okay. You set it because at that point, you better take your stop loss and you better start trailing it because there's a good chance that it hits this high and comes right back down. Because that's an area of interest. Look at the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Like you can see there's rejection there. Don't get greedy. Play it smart. Play it safe. Okay. And even if you don't trail your stop loss, just make sure if it hits that, just go to break even. Okay. Take the risk off the table. You want to chase these highs. You want to take these out. You want to continue to potentially hold and get the Hail Mary right there, by all means, you better be at break even though. All right. Beautiful. Let's put this back to normal how it was. Beautiful. Okay. So that's what I'm waiting for on this. We'll delete this alarm because it doesn't matter. Remember, I just want to see the breakout. We already are confirmed. We have a left head break. We're making the right shoulder right now. We can go down to the 1 hour. You can see the 1 hour is giving us a head and shoulders. We have imbalance right here. We have targets, right? We can go down to the 15. You can see once again, clear head and shoulders pattern here, clear imbalance for price to target. 15-minute EMA, 1 hour EMA. See, we're right on top of each other. Look at the 4 hour. We're right on top. You have three EMAs on top of each other. Okay. Daily EMA rejection. Beautiful. Okay. Daily is bullish. Weekly is bearish, right? We have a head and shoulders. See why it would be so dangerous to try to take out these highs? Go back to the 4 hour. If we took this and stretched it to here, let's go here. Let's make this big so we can see it on the weekly. Okay. You would be chasing the right shoulder on a head and shoulders on a weekly pattern. Okay. Dangerous. Very dangerous. A lot of risk. If we get this breakout, it's going to be quick. It's going to be snappy. Price is going to shoot, grab, fill, grab that liquidity, then have the sell to the downside possibility. Okay. And then you can potentially see this close down here to chase this little bit of a 4 hour imbalance that was left behind. Either way, you watch this decisional, you wait to see what happens. If you're below your EMAs, you're below your decisionals, you have your pattern, you have your entry signal, everything aligns, you follow the trend. Okay, the trend right now is telling us buys to fill this triple top that's right here. Right, double top, price failed to close above, now creating a triple top. Now, obviously, this wick is a lot lower than these two wicks, okay? But I'm going to say that's a confirmed double top for sure, potential triple top. That's a shit ton of liquidity right there. Boom, snap, grab that liquidity, boom, crack, all the way down. Possibilities. We already went over GN. Euro, USD. Okay. EU and GU. EU, left head break. We need to pull back before the right shoulder to the downside 4 hour. GU looks like shit. I'm not gonna lie to you. GU looks horrible. I want nothing to do with it other than the fact that I know there is a ton of imbalance in there. Okay. EU, same thing, ton of imbalance. More of a pattern. We're gonna watch this one. I don't think it's anytime ready. I think it does need to have the pullback, create that right shoulder still first. Get rid of these drawings from last week that don't matter no more. Okay. This sell that didn't happen, no entry. Look at the balances that has been left behind on the 1 hour. Okay, we have boom, gap in the market, boom, gap in the market. Okay, two spots for a right shoulder to pull up, grab. Remember, the 4 hour is going to look completely different than the 1 hour. Okay, 1 hour could come all the way up in here, and it would still be bearish. Lower high, lower low, no break inside of this. It can come all the way up to this point, and it is still bearish. All right. So this could just come up here to fill this imbalance and then break back below our decisional, retest, and then sell. Go to the 4 hour. What would that create? That would create a right shoulder to potentially sell to fill this imbalance. And if it breaks this imbalance, you know what the next target is? This imbalance in here. I mean, there's probably something in there. We can go to the lower time frame, but I wouldn't hold that far. I would only hold to the tops of these. I wouldn't want to go any lower. So find where your entry would be. It could be like this. It could be down here like this. Remember, we shoot for a 1 to 2 to a 1 to 3. Okay. This one still needs to marinate. So this one still needs time, but that's what I'm thinking. A sell off potential to fill this imbalance down here before the next bullish push. We're going to skip over GU. Like I said, it's correlated with EU. EU looks a lot better than GU, but I keep them together just because they are correlated. All right, next ones that I haven't gotten to the point to look at yet are AUD, JPY. Let's take a quick peek at this. Looking at the 4 hour, what is the daily up there? Yeah, daily's bullish, weekly's bullish. 4 hours bearish. Filled the bounce, a little bit of bounce there. I don't really like it. 4 hour potential head and shoulders. You can see the pullback into here. See, grab your high, grab your low, find your decisional. Yeah, there's your target right there. There's your decisional. The 4 hour. Boom. Decisional like that. Okay, wait for the right shoulder to come up, grab potential, and then see maybe a sell off to. I feel like that's too low. Yeah, I like that right there. Those sell off to like here, potentially, before the next bullish push. I wouldn't go much lower than this. I wouldn't even risk going to this. I would only go to this higher high here. Fill this little gap of balance. Go to the 1 hour. Is it looking like imbalance up there? Yeah, 15. Let's see if we can find a 15-minute imbalance. Find our best target for entry. Boom, this big old gap right here. Big old gap. Bounce, found, target, found. Boom, come in here, find the rejection. Now you're gonna put your stops up here. Remember, where did I say that we were gonna have our take profit? That low right here. Okay, let's mark it. I'm gonna split the difference because there's a balance there, but see how it's been targeted already? Boom, gap, gap, tapped. Okay. So I'm gonna actually risk it, put it back up a little bit higher. Go to the 1 hour. See now if we right there, that's beautiful. So a little bit of 1 hour gap balance right here. Little. I ain't holding to that. I'll tell you that what. But I would probably hold to here. Okay, if that means 1 to 1.7, that risk to reward does not make sense. So either you need to wait for price to come all the way up into here to get your 1 to 2, or you need to take your stop loss and shrinker. Okay. I would want to at least go above these highs here. That's beneficial there. I think this is a little bit higher risk. The risk on this one, I don't know if it'd be worth it, but it's something to keep an eye on. I will be setting an alarm like this, and I will be putting this on my B team. AUD USD, next one here. I don't know. There's imbalance. There's targets. I think it still needs a lot of love, though. It needs to break, push, break, push, grab, sell. But this is like 1 day. This is like 2 day. This is like 3 day. This is like 4 day. 4 days of waiting to potentially grab this imbalance here. I don't think it's not going for this. I don't know. I personally don't really care about this one that much. You want to know the truth? Let's go to the daily. Kind of, actually, you know what? Bullish trend. It does need a solid pullback. A lot of daily inbound area of interest right here. It's strong. Let's delete charts. Okay, let's start fresh. Okay. Let's go here. Make that our area of interest. Remember, this is on our daily, so we make our dailies dark. Like that. Go to 4 hour here. What is weekly again? Weekly got to be bullish. Got to be. Yeah, weekly's bullish. Daily's bullish. 4 hour is currently bullish as well. There is a little bit of balance here that we could target 4 hour bounce. Actually, it has been filled, not filled, but tagged. Boom, boom. 4 hour balance right here. Okay, I actually kind of like this a little bit more than I'm thinking about it, but it needs too much. I'm not interested in the sells. I'm not interested in the sells because by the time it would set up for sells, it would already be too late and it's already going for the buys. I'm interested in the buys, and I'm interested in the buys here. Stops below this low because there's a chance that it comes in and grabs whatever the heck that is in there. See, let's go to our daily. Then you're playing with fire at this point. Playing with a lot of fire. How far back is it? Yeah, that's way too far. Stops below the daily low. Okay. Take those highs. Dangerous. Dangerous. But what's that saying everyone says? No risk, no Rari. Well, this is your freaking Rari because this is risky. So I'm gonna put this one in my B team because it's kind of a slow burner. We got a lot needs to happen. Like I said, it needs to break, sell off, create the next pattern, and have the continuation. Like there's a lot to this one still. All right, NZD USD. Wow, that kind of looks just like that one. I don't like it. I don't like it. GBP CAD. I had this one marked up apparently already. So let's see what we're looking at. Daily's bearish. Weekly is bearish. Broke above the weekly area of interest though. Oh, weekly, yeah, weekly bearish. We're above weekly area of interest. We're actually at a weekly area of interest. Can you see it? Remember how to find it? Here's your high, here's your low. Break back. Boom. I like the scalp longs for GCAD. Okay, we'll look. We'll see here in a second. That's your weekly area of interest right there. Let's go back to the daily. I like the daily longs out of here. Internal low. High. See here, daily. Boom. I like that. I like that. I could see the pop out of here. Like I said, 4 hour. Okay, let's readjust this now. Internal high. External high. Market open pop. I feel it. Yeah, I like the pop out of here. Imbalance has been filled. So we don't need this anymore. We can kill. Daily and 1 hour imbalance has been filled. This imbalance has been filled. There is no more targets. Beautiful. Okay, no more targets. Uh-huh. And we already started the pop. We already started the pop. Okay, let's bring this over here. Beautiful. Could risk it for the biscuit. I don't know if I would want it that shallow though. I think I'd like it. I think I like it better like that. You know what? Let's just wait for market open. We're gonna come back to this one. We'll probably come back to it tonight. I'll update charts probably around, I don't know, 11, 10 or 11. We'll update charts on this one, but I like this. I want to see market open first. But I'm gonna put this up here and watching. Next one, NZD CAD. Yep, NZD CAD. 4 hour head and shoulders and balance to the downside. Two decisional. Let's get rid of that one. I like that one. Better, better, better. That's still a strong zone though, so we got to be wary of that. Mm-hmm. Let's go to the daily. Let's play it daily. Yeah, yeah. It needs to go lower. I'm not playing the sells on this one either. I'd be interested in this break. Here's the retest. Maybe grab the sell here, then sell to fill. But I'm looking for the longs. Oh, I like the longs out of here, so I'd be more interested in the longs than the sells. I'm gonna put this in my watching too. Next one, GJ. I don't really like G. I don't really like this, honestly. Nope. NZDJPY for our head and shoulders. Pull back and bounce. Nope, I don't like it. I know it looks good, but I bet you it sells off. Look at that, it's beautiful. It's there, but you could play it for scalp. You could do it the scalp trade, something tight, something right there. Grab your sell, look for an entry. Stops above here, like that. Look for a 1 to 2 out of there. I guess you could do that. Boom. Grab your area of interest, find your zone. Okay. Anything above that, you're screwed. Stops above previous high. Grab entry off the wick. Yeah, I could see a sell off that. That sucks that I see that, but that's gonna be quick. I'm not gonna. I don't even. Ugh, I shouldn't even look at GJ. No, we're not gonna look at. We have one NZD JPY. We have. I think we have two JPY pairs. Three JPY pairs we're looking at this week. So we don't need four. NZD CAD or CHF for nope. USD CHF. You could continue to sell. Let's go to the daily. Failed. Do you see that? Well, this is the first thing I looked at. So I looked at this high and then I went to the previous high. See how it failed to create a new high? That we're in a continuation downtrend, right? This low is going to get swept. When? I don't know, but I bet you this was just the indication, or this was the indication, right? Here is your correction. Price failed to create the new high. And now this is a completion. Okay. Big money if you can find an entry and you can hold it forever and just hold it to the big target. So there's balance here and balance here. Go to the 1 hour. I don't even think it's going to come this high. I think it's just going to turn around and sell. The only thing that sucks is there's no entry. I mean, there's a head and shoulders right here. Beautiful. Boom. Two leg. Actually, this is a phenomenal entry right here. If we followed protocol, right? Left, head. It didn't break. Right shoulder. Ugly right break shoulder. But boom. Break. Pull back. So this would be your inducement with your BOS. This would be your next inducement. Well, I can't do that because that's not right. This would be your next inducement. Their BOS, so left head, right shoulder is down here. Break. We're having a pullback. Boom. Break. You could look to sell somewhere around here. I would honestly put my stops right here. I go to my 4 hour. I would look left. Okay, we know the next strong point is gonna be in here. It's gonna be a nasty zone, 1 to 2. Okay. And then the next zone after that would be to here, and then to here, and then to here, and then to here, and then so on. Okay. See a quick sell out of this potentially, maybe if you want to play the game, play the game. But if you don't know how to play, then don't play. All right. We'll put this one. We'll put this in the watching. Kind of curious, honestly. I'm gonna redraw it up though. Nice zone here. No anything above this. It's game over. No target, no imbalance. Go to the 15. No imbalance. Beautiful. We know that all price needs to do is break, retest, look to enter, break, retest, and that's your confirmed. And then just hold to sell, stops below. Depends on wherever you get interest, stops below, above previous high. So if you enter here or here, your stops go above previous high, and you're just looking to take previous lows. Okay, super simple, very easy. I would look to entertain. Alarm has been set. All right, oil. Wow, 15-minute inverted head and shoulders. Big imbalance to the upside. All it's telling me is long oil right now, but yeah, let's see. To fill this imbalance, you can long oil to fill and then see the next one. I'm actually very surprised that oil is having a sell-off. So boom, 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 inverted head and shoulders breakout. Boom. We look to retest at the neckline. Look to fill and balance that was left behind. But if you do long gold, remember, don't go any higher than this. Don't put your TP up here because you think you're Superman, because you're not. If you're gonna long gold, keep your TP below this previous high or previous lower high. All right, I'm gonna end the recording here.